Hey guys, Atreyu is back. I do hope you all are doing well. So I know I owe you a story time, and I was thinking about many of the story times that I see on YouTube, and I want to be a little bit different. So this is going to be a story time. Not really. It is a story time in the sense that it is a story that I want to share with you, but I felt like a lot of the story times on YouTube, they really have all these really shocking things. And don't get me wrong, this was pretty shocking for me, but you're telling a story at the expense of some other individual, like just being super negative or putting that person down, or just professing these really outlandish things, and that's not gonna be me. You guys already know I'm not a sheep in that way. It nauseates me to just do what everybody else is doing. So this is a story time, not really about well, you'll see. Let's get to it. Alright, so I was in the grocery store a few weeks back now. I was in the produce section just trying to find the produce of choice. My cabbage, my broccoli, my pomegranates. For those of you who know, I love pomegranates. Just the process of, getting the seeds. My mangoes, my bananas, sweet potatoes, my red potatoes. All the things that I get, right? And it wasn't super crowded on this morning. I like to try to go early, get my shopping in early in the morning before it gets super crowded, because it's just annoying to have to be around so many people. I like my space, and I like to just do things in a very peaceful, calm environment. Yeah, I'm picking out the things that I like, and there aren't many people around. But then there is this woman who passes me, and I notice that I get a whiff of something really, really, really bad, right? And so it hits me, and I'm like, wow, And I don't know, I know this is a stereotype. It's a good stereotype, I guess, but I mean, one would argue that no stereotypes are really good. But usually when you encounter a woman, you just assume that they smell amazing. They have these nice lotions on, or some fragrant perfume on, or even the products sometimes that they will use in their hair will smell good. So usually it's a joy, it's a pleasure to get a whiff of whatever scent is being emitted from a woman, right? But this was not the case, and I'm this was the complete opposite. It was the furthest from that case, and I'm like, wow. At the same time, I'm nice guy, so Atreyu, so I'm trying to rein in my reaction to the horrendous odor that I smell, because I don't want to offend her. Isn't that interesting, right? I'm just the type of guy I am. One would think that I wouldn't care about that, if I notice that this person smells, it's wow, you've offended me with your odor, right? But here I am trying to not be too obvious that I smelled something really bad and was caught off guard by it. But I'm looking out for her feelings, and it just caught me off guard. It caught me off guard, and so I would say that the little bit of reaction that probably was apparent, it came out. It was sort of a reflex, when you smell something bad, you're what is that, right? So I just stood there kind of boggled by it, and we're both picking out, I think we were looking at apples at that point. We're both picking out apples and trying to find the best of the crop, and there's a little bit of small talk or whatever. I hate small talk, by the way. Can I just say I hate small talk? People talking about the weather or sports. Can we go deep? That's just the type of person I am. It's if we're gonna talk let's go deep, you know? It's like, I may never see you again, so let's make this time worth it. Like let's spend it well. So anyway, she's making small talk, and I'm obliging begrudgingly, because this odor is just so, it's so bad. It's so like, it's almost like debilitating. It's like I can't function how I normally function because this odor is so bad. And I'm like really boggled. I'm standing there boggled, like, how could this be? Like, this is a woman, you know, women usually smell like amazing. Like, how is this happening right now? And then I direct my eyes up to her hair, and I notice that she has this weave in. And to be honest, you know, I guess this is the most euphemistic way to put it. She looks a bit disheveled, you know, like her hair, it just looks like it hasn't really been cared. Like, how should I say it? She hasn't really done much with it lately, right? Maybe like in at least a month. And it looks like an old weave. And so I'm like, maybe that's the culprit. Maybe that's the source of this horrendous odor, right? I've heard of this, but I've never experienced this before. I've heard of people's scalp going rancid in there, you know, but when they have weaves and stuff, but I've never actually smelled this firsthand. So I'm kind of looking like, you know, and it made me think about, in that moment, you know how you can think about a million things in just like a couple of milliseconds, right? I was thinking about how, because of how some people's dreadlocks look, you know, people just assume that they're dirty, you know, that they're just nasty and that they smell, right? So I was thinking like, I shouldn't be thinking this. Just because, you know, she looks a bit disheveled, just because her hair, you know, doesn't look like it's really been cared for in over a month, that doesn't mean that her scalp is dirty or nasty or whatever. And, you know, I shouldn't assume that that's where this odor is coming from. You never know what's going on in someone's life, right? So anyway, it just so happens that she reaches across me and her head like goes just up under my nose, and I get, I want to like vomit just thinking about this. I get like confirmation that her hair, I don't know if it's her hair, her scalp, a combination, I don't know what, but I'm going to say a combination, that's the source of this horrible, when I say horrible, like vile, like I can't even think of a word to really capture what I smelled. Scent, odor. It was horrible. It was so bad that I literally could not stomach being near her anymore, and I had to remove myself from the situation. So I immediately, like, you know, bagged my apples and like just like darted out of there. And I told you guys in the How Often to Wash Your Dreads video that I had a story time. As we know, story time not really for you, because now I understand why so many people come for you when they hear that, or I guess let me personalize it. I understand why. I mean, I don't justify it, it's still wrong, but I think I understand why a lot of women in particular have made out of the way comments to me about how me not washing my hair is just unsanitary and it's nasty. I think they either themselves have had experience with weaves, and they know firsthand how sour the scalp and hair can turn when it's not washed, when they have a weave in. Either they've experienced that firsthand, or they've, you know, known other women in that situation, and so have experienced it firsthand that way. And so I was like, that's probably what a lot of those people, those women especially, are thinking of when they just, you know, downright say, you're nasty, you're unsanitary for not washing your hair for months. Let me tell you that my scalp, my hair, my locks, trust me, I'm around very blunt people. I'm a blunt person myself. And if my hair smelled even the slightest, like, I would be told by many a person, right? Okay, the people that I'm around, like, they tell it to me straight. They'll tell it to anybody straight. So they would let me know. And I can smell my own, you know, hair and scalp and stuff. I don't understand how people can't know when they're smelling bad. So I don't even buy into that. I would know. But just as a backup the people that I'm around, they would definitely straight up tell me, you know. So my hair, my scalp, my locks, my head, none of that has ever smelled like that. Nothing even close to that. It just smells like regular hair, right? And whatever oil, you know, I put in it. If I spray some rose water, vitamin E oil in my locks a little bit, one time that I do it, usually over the 2-month period, that's what it smells like. But oh my gosh, people, it was so horrible. It was such a horrible smell. Like, I will never forget that smell. And like now, I don't know. I feel like I've been scarred. Because it was such a horrible experience. And now I know that I'm going to, at least initially, until I catch myself, have this bias about like smelly weaves. Like if I see a weave that looks a bit disheveled or whatever, I'm going to want to steer clear for fear of encountering that odor again. And I know that's not right? But I'm working on it. I'm working on me. So yeah, I just want to share that with you guys to let you know that I think I can understand at least the reasoning behind why some people are so adamant that I should be washing my hair more than once every 2 months. I think it's because they are relating other experiences that they've had to this one. You know, they're equating them, and trust me, it's not the same thing. And I don't know what goes into putting it in a weave. I don't know if you put products or whatever, but you guys already know I don't use products. So whew, I'm telling you, this, even just retelling this story has worn me out. Like, it was so taxing on me, like emotionally, like physically, like I felt nauseous, emotionally, like it was just, wow. I hope I never encounter that again. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this story time. Not really. As always, please learn to love unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. Atreyu is out.